even without Jorge Posada, sitting for the third straight game, that sore neck. Top of the fourth, Jason Giambi, get out of town off Jake Westbrook. Giambi, second homer in as many days, 2-run shot there, and there's Shelley Duncan for the forearm smash to Giambi. Andy Pettit's been great. This might be the play of the game. There's nobody out, the base is loaded. Where was Johnny Peralta going? Pettit picks him off. Indians only get 1 run off a sac fly that inning. To the 8th, Mariano Rivera trying to get a 4-out save. Whoops. Hits Ryan Garco in the elbow to load him up. Tying run on second. Next batter, Peralta. Can he make up for it? No. Rivera gets him to ground out to Robinson Cano. Cano, by the way, hitting .427 since the All-Star break. Bottom 9, Indians down 3. Here's Franklin Gutierrez with 2 on and nobody out. Still off Rivera. Ropes an RBI double to left center. It's a 5-3 game. Asdrubal Cabrera with a tying run on second. Cabrera goes down. 1 out. Grady Sizemore. We'll see you later. Here's Casey Blake up next. The Indians' last chance. 1-2. And Mo gets him to fly out to Bobby Abreu and right. Yankees do hold on to win. Beat the Indians for the 8th straight time.
Does it? St. Chowder in Baltimore. Top 2 no-score runners in second and third. Julio Lugo getting his hit on. Melvin Mora getting his glove on Moore. Ridiculous. Robs Lugo and saves 2 runs. Check it out again. Vertical. Top 3 runners on second and third. Sox down 1-zip. Manny Ramirez rake it to the gap in right center. Kevin Youkilis, Big Poppy score on the double. Red Sox up 2 on Manny's 29th double. 78 RBI this year. Bottom 8, Hideki Okajima pitching 1 on. O's down 3-1. Nick Markakis get a chopper to short. The throw to second will be good for 1 out. But the throw to first, not in time to get Markakis 1 out in the inning. On deck, Miguel Tejada, a right-handed hitter. Now, Okajima's a lefty, so if you got a righty in the pen, bring him, except Okajima against right-handed hitters, they're only hitting 180 against him, so leave him in. Except Terry Francona takes Okajima out anyway and brings in righty Eric Gagne, who's just been getting housed since he joined the Red Sox. His ERA before that was 16.20 in 4 appearances. And then Tejada, my bad, 2-run shot off of Gagne, his 11th. Said Gagne later, quote, "We should have swept them. It's pretty simple. I cost us 2 ball games. We're tied at 3. Bottom 10, former Red Sox, Kevin Millar, peace." He rocked Kyle Snyder upside the head. 3-run walk-off. Millar's 11th of the year. The Sox lead over the Yankees just 4 games now. Boston's smallest margin since May 1st. The O's win it 6-3 and take baseball. Marlins and Mets. Tom Glavine given 2 jet skis from his teammates and a Lincoln SUV from the organization honoring his 300th victory. It's good to be Glavine. Top 1, Hanley Ramirez, first batter of the game. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled. You didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on you. Ramirez's 21st homer of the year, 12th career leadoff homer. Marlins up 1-zip. Bottom 2, Moises Alou, 3-run shot, his 6th of the year. Mets go up 3-1. Mike DeFelice in for the injured Ramon Castro. Top 5, tied at 4. DeFelice picks off Cody Ross at 3rd. Now, DeFelice is the backup to the backup because Paul LaDuca won in the DL on Sunday. Castro injured his back earlier in the game. That ended the inning. Bottom 6, stop it. Alou again. 32nd career multi-homer game. 2nd home run of the game, 7th of the season. He went 3 for 4. Mets up 5-4. Bottom 8, Mets up 8-4. Runners at the corners for Lasting's Millage. Infield single to the right side. DeFelice scores. Dan Uggla with no urgency. Nothing really. Throws home. Jose Reyes kicks the ball out of Matt Trainer's hand and scores. Mets win it 10-4.
All right, so the Braves and Phils just trying to keep pace with the Mets then. Went into the ESPN Sunday night game 3 and 3.5 games behind the Amazons, respectively. Jamie Moyer improves to 4-0 in his last 5 starts, although tough to tell there with Chipper Jones driving in the pair. Buddy Carlisle on the mound. Jason Worth, base hit to right, 1-run score. Jeff Francoeur the throw. If you're calling for Pat Burrell, leave a message at the beep. He'll call you when he gets home. 16th assist for Francoeur. Bottom of the 4th, Abraham Nunez, line drive to right. Here's Francoeur. Might want to hit it someplace else. Brian McCann eventually tags Jason Worth. 2 assists for Francoeur. He leads the Bigs with 17 of those. Bottom of the 5th, Ryan Howard, get out of town. He has 8 home runs with the Phillies down a run this season. Not down anymore. Philadelphia goes on to win 5-3.
Up, Jeff in 2nd place, Seattle. Bottom one, Mariners up 2-zip. Weaver rocks Josh Fields to sleep. He retired 11 in a row at one point. Top three, one out, man on first, Adrian Beltre. Booyah! That is gone. 18th of the year for Beltre. Mariners up 5-zip. Now, down a lot. Looks like Bobby Jinks won't be coming into the game. Bottom six, Weaver facing Fields. What, you again? Didn't I do this once already? A season-high 8 Ks for Weaver. But Jinks, who's retired 38 consecutive batters, tied for the AL record. Even being down, he comes in and started rolling kids. First batter, Adam Jones, off the glove of Jinks, recovers 39th straight out. And then Jamie Burke made it the 40th straight out. Unieski, Betancourt, Chopper, Juan Uribe makes the play, 41st straight out. Jinks got a standing O from teammates and fans. He's now retired 41 straight batters, tying Jim Barr, the 1972 Giants. But that's it for him this game, but still a little matter of a shutout to contend with. Bottom nine, 2 out. Jeff Weaver gets Jermaine Dye to pop it into foul territory. Unieski, Betancourt makes the catch. Weaver, 7th career shutout. M's win at 6th bagel.
What about the other Weaver? Here's Jared. Was rather effective. Pitched in the 8th inning. As the first-place Angels look to sweep the Twins out of town on Justin Morneau. Weaver gets him swinging. Bottom of the 3rd, Sean Figgins at the dish. And Figgins will ground at first. Nice play there by Morneau to make the play. Top of the 5th, Tommy Watkins at the plate. Tommy Watkins, everybody. Weaver overpowering at 4 strikeouts, longest outing of the season, 7 1/3, 2 runs, 5 hits. Orlando Cabrera down the line. Reggie Willett scores 2-0 in favor of the Halos. They were up 3-1 in the bottom of the 6th. The man on, it's Figgins again. You know, he hasn't homered since May 25th until now. Shaw, little pop in the bat. Angels go on to win 6-2. They do sweep the series. Confusing Tiger with the Tigers. Woods doing his thing, whereas the Maglios were merely trying to win consecutive games for only the 2nd time in nearly a month. The swinging A's were in Motown, but actually the swinging Tigers. Maglio Ordonez, his 20th homer of the season. Tigers within a run, same inning. Brandon Inge with 2 on, drive to left. Ryan Rayburn and Craig Monroe come around to score. This is all taking place, folks, in the bottom of the 2nd. 3 batters later, Sheff time. Gary Sheffield singles to left. Braden lasted 1 2/3, gave up 8 earned. He's 0-7 his last 9 starts. Here's Ordonez up for the 2nd time of the inning. Oh, yeah. He becomes the 2nd player in Tiger history to 2 homers in the same inning. Al Kaline did it in 1955. He's got 5 homers, 11 RBIs, last 8 games. He's hot. And by the way, not pictured, Placido Polanco ties a Major League Baseball record, 143rd straight game without an error at second base.
Team's not in the race, but the chase continues. Barry Bonds trying to become the first guy ever to 759 career homers. Giants hosting the Pirates. Barry 4 for 4 this year against the Pirates, facing Tom Gorzolani. Make it 5 for 5. 758 homers, 1,484 singles if you're counting. After an intentional walk in the 3rd, Bonds up again, bottom 6, ground out. Bonds retired by the Pirates for the first time since July 2006. Pirates win 5-zip. Ultimately, though, it's all about Barry and the ultimate highlight.
Nicola just called up to AAA on Saturday in some early trouble, and I do mean early. Top of the 1st. Gets Matt Merton, though, to hit a grounder. That's double play. Haricola out of the early jam. Here's Haricola at the plate. Slow chopper past the mound. That's going to be his first Major League hit and RBI. Rockies at a 2-0 lead. Haricola in trouble here. Ryan Terrio grounds 1 on the right. Jason Kendall scores. Haricola, 3 1/3, 9 hits, 3 earned, 2 strikeouts. He was designated for assignment after the game. Troy Tulowitzki, who's hotter than this guy in the National League. That's his 3rd home run in the last 6 games. Here facing Kerry Wood. Wood, by the way, picked up his first loss since June of 06. And this is 3rd appearance of the season. Tulowitzki, 7 for 16 in the 4-game series. And the Rockies, a 6-3 winner. Fireworks and the Brewers in Houston before the game. Astros held a 3,000-hit ceremony for Craig Biggio and his family. Took a ride around the field. There's a new logo out there in left field. Here's Biggio in the bottom of the 5th. The Astros down 2-0. Oh, come on. You get your own day of ceremony, and they get a home run. That's Biggio's 9th of the year. Astros trailed 2-1. 2-2 in the 8th. Prince Fielder up. Mark McLemore strikes him out. Fielder didn't like the call. What do you think of that call? He's got some words for home plate umpire Wally Bell. It looks like you can see Bell say, What did you say? Like giving him a chance, giving him some space. What did you say? I'm talking to you. Now, you're gone. See you later. Something about a magic word. Fielder had to be restrained before this is all said and done. And that is one big man. Is there bumpage here? It's very close to bumpage and suspension land here. Ned Yost gets in between, trying to break it up. Tie game, Lance Berkman hits a shot. You know, in the 6th inning, Biggio told Berkman that you're going to hit the game-winning home run. He was right.
Nationals Diamondbacks Mike Bassick making his first start since giving up number 756 to Barry Bonds. Bottom 3 against Mark Reynolds. And Bassick will forever be known as the guy who gave up Barry 756 and Mark Reynolds 9. D-backs up 5-zip. Top 8 Nationals down 5-3. 1 on Ryan Church. You know, Steve, in Southern Baptist places of worship, it's Ryan Church. And it's not a choir, it's a quad. The choir says that's his 9th homer, and the Nationals scored 4 in the 8th. Top 9, Nationals down 6-5. Jesus Flores, home run into the bullpen and left his 3rd homer, game tied at 6. Later in the inning, Felipe Lopez at bat, runner on 3rd. Lopez pops to left. Robert Fick, not to be confused with Robin Thicke, scores in the sac fly. Lost without you, can't help myself.
They can stop.
Nationals win 7-6.
All right, the Dodgers are in St. Louis. Rick Ankiel will continue his hot streak. I mean, look at the temperature. What other kind of streak could he have? Bottom of the first 2 on Ryan Ludwig. First time in his career he's hit double digits in home runs. That off Mark Hendrickson, who really struggled. Bottom of the 3rd, here's Ankiel. Oh, it's not a home run, but he continues his hot streak with a double, a leadoff double. Still in that same inning, Ludwig must enjoy the heat. He's on base again with an RBI hit. Ankiel scores. Cards take a 4-2 lead. Later in the 3rd, Mark Hendrickson's still in there. David Eckstein, knockout shot back at Hendrickson. Eckstein beats it out. Watch it again. Hendrickson throws his glove in the air, ducks to get out of the way. Wouldn't face another batter. 2 2/3, 8 earned, 11 hits. Dodgers have lost 8 of 10. Cardinals scored 10 or more for the 4th time this month.
Back to baseball, Padres and Reds. Brian Giles, 2 homers against the Reds on Saturday. Giles leading off the game on Sunday. Yo, what's up? That's what's up. His first career leadoff homer. He would homer again later in the game. 5 of his 7 homers in the last 3 games. 3rd guy this year with multi-homer games, 2 straight games. Top 3. 2 on for Khalil Green. Green base knocked to left. Jeff Blum scores. Mike Cameron right behind him. He collides with David Ross at the plate. Now the run scores to put the Pods up 3-zip, but Ross is down. You got to look at it again. Looks like Ross wasn't blocking the plate. Cameron collided with him anyway. Ross would stay in the game, but was lifted for a pinch runner in the bottom of the inning. Bottom 7, Reds down 6-4. Bases loaded. Sacks jacked. Everybody on a white bag for Brandon Phillips. Line drive right to Adrian Gonzalez at first to end the inning. Reds would not threaten again. Padres go on with the beatdown, 10-4. So San Diego maintains their slim lead in the NL wild card. The NL East teams right in the mix. Rockies took out the Cubs on Sunday.
How about the top 10 plays of the young NFL preseason? And they won't include Vince Young. Carson Palmer to Chad Johnson, jacked up by Daniel Bullocks. That was Bengals Lions, number 10.
Number 9, Falcons Jets. Kellen Clemens, 13-yard pass to Chancey Stuckey, who turns into the defender. Money. Jets win the game 31-16.
You don't see a lot of field goals in our top 10 usually. Cards Raiders, Neil Rackers from 59 yards away out of the dirt, and it's good. Cardinals lost 27-23.
Number 7, Bengals Lions. Dan Orlovsky out of UConn. Pass is tipped and picked off by 311-pound rookie Matt Tuanay. 81 yards for the big brother who tips the scales. He's listed at 311. I believe that big brother about a Bojangles biscuit shy of 330. Bengals lose the game 27-26.
Bills and Saints coming in at number 6. Trent Edwards hands off to Fred Jackson, breaks a tackle, a little spin, and he keeps on going. End zone dive from 17 yards out. More coming from the Bills and Saints.
Number 5, Packers and Steelers. Charlie Batch, what's he, like 49 years old now? Play action deep to Santonio Holmes. Holmes over the shoulder. Steelers lose the game 13-9, but Holmes in double coverage. Sick pass.
At number 4, the Jaguars Dolphins. Jesse Chapman, well, he misses the hole, and then he bounces out and finds a different hole. How about 75 yards with 4 Jags on his tail? The Dolphins, an 18-17 winner.
Number 3, can I go Schwab again?
Sure.
I mean, can I bust out a Chris Berman, Boomer Schwab? Cynical Wallace to Ben Barack Obama. One-handed catch. Seahawks win the game 24-16.
You remember the Hall of Fame game, Saints to Steelers? Tyler Palko to Robert Meacham, who gets welcomed to the NFL. Hello. A huge hit out of William Gay. Meacham would bounce back in the next game. The Steelers won that one 20-7.
Palko would bounce back in the next highlight. How about that segue for you? Bill Saints, Palko to Meacham. Ridiculous catch over his shoulder. Got to tap the feet, drag, tap. Saints lose 13-10.
Bronx. Yanks unveil a sculpture for A-Rod's 500th home run, and yay, Alex, way to go. How about that? A-Rod laughs it off. Not the first time that a Yankees Stadium ceremony's gone dreadfully wrong. 85, the Yanks honor Phil Rizzuto, a holy cow, and the cow knocks down the scooter. But he was all right. We come back to the here and now. It's a good ball game. Orioles jump out to a 3-0 lead, but here come the Yankees in the bottom of the first. They've got 29 homers in their last 12 games. Let's add to that Bobby Abreu straight away, actually the left center, deep part of the ball yard. His 12th, it's a 3-2 game. Bottom of the second, 3-2 now. Wilson Betemit takes the 2-1 pitch and knocks it out there deep into the Yankee fans. John and Bruno and JV and all the boys out there on the right center field bleachers. It's a 4-3 Yankee lead. We head to the 8th. How about Java Chamberlain? He said he didn't even know who he was facing. He was so jacked up. Hit 99 on the gun, but here, a nasty 2-2 breaking ball to Aubrey Huff. 1-2-3 8th inning. He struck out 2. We head to the 9th. You hand the ball to Mariano Rivera. Everything's fine, right? Maybe not. Tyke Redmond singles to center. Melky Cabrera on the run, comes up gunning. Melvin Moore stumbled just a little bit, and he is out at the dish. Would have tied the ball game. But next up's Brian Roberts. The 3rd hit in the inning for the Orioles. And Abreu cannot get Tyke Redmond. It's 6-6. Rivera's first blown save at home since 2 years ago to the day. First blown save this year since April 20th. But bottom 9, Derek Jeter. You know he's clutch. It's not always how hard sometimes, but where. Ground ball doesn't leave the infield, but Jeter gets his 9th ever walk-off hit. They get the victory.
Lost 10 games in a season, 12-9. 7-1 career against the M's, 4-1 at this yard. But this is Richie Sexton's yard, at least on this particular day it was. Comes in batting 206, doubles off the wall, scores Guillen and Ibanez, who both singled off Santana. Mariners up 2-0. Matched up against Santana, Felix Hernandez, 2-0 in his last 3 starts. Alexi Casilla with 2 on, see ya, and then Jason Tyner, and then Casilla, we're not picking on you. Felix is 6 innings, 1 earned, 6 Ks. Bottom 5 Mariners 2-1. Jose Pedro singles. Scores Unieski Betancourt, who led off the inning with a double. M's up 3-1. Top 7. Twins down 3-2. Mariners bullpen has been great. 23-7 coming into this one. But Joe Mauer, who's already driven in a run off Sean Green right there. Nick Punto scores to tie it, but Mauer gets greedy and it costs him. Leading off the bottom of the 9th. We told you it was Richmond Lockwood Sexton's night.
Maybe that's it. Deep drive, left field. Game over. Out of baby Richie.
Off Matt Guerrero, and the Mariners win it 4-3 your final.
Not full-fledged panic in Red Sox Nation yet. Julio Lugo and the Sox back after losing 4 of their last 6. Scary moment here. Lugo hits it off James Shields' shoulder, base hit. Shields, though, would stay in the game. This guy's an awfully good pitcher. Hate to see anybody get hurt, but certainly a struggling team like Tampa Bay needs their best. Here, David Ortiz off the center field wall brings in Lugo. Red Sox up 1-0 for Tim Wakefield, who said it was important for us to get back home and get some momentum going. You see Lugo in there safe. In 1 run, that might be all that Tim Wakefield needs. Look at those numbers against the Devil Rays. 17-2, an ERA under 3. Terry Francona in this game called him phenomenal. The knuckler was absolutely out of hand. Carlos Pena, no shot there. Johnny Gomes flailing. No-hitter in the top of the 5th. Got to have some good D to get a no-hitter. Mike Lowell makes a super play right there to get the out. One more look at this one. The All-Star Lowell. to his knees, takes his time, gets his man. No hitter, still intact. Top 6th, Josh Wilson. The 0-2 pitch, that's unfair. No hitter through 6, but Carl Crawford, this guy is as hot as any human on the planet. You see his numbers against Wakefield. They're even better in August. 520 in August, and he's coming off an 0-for-5 game, his first 0-for-5 game since the All-Star break, so you know he's mad. He breaks up the no-hitter. 3 batters later, Delman Young, runner on third, 2 outs. He gets him there, does Wakefield. He goes 8 innings, 2 hits, 6 Ks. One more time, it's Lugo. Let's get some insurance. He drives in a couple. Actually drives in Mirabelli there. Lugo went 3 for 4.
1/2 game up on idle Cleveland, hoping to take advantage of the Indians watching. The A's visiting, and Megly Ordonez's hot bat in the series. 8 for 12, 3 home run, 8 RBI in the first 3, and he picks on Chad Godin in the bottom of the first with 2 on, and all of a sudden a 2-0 lead is a 2-2 game. Top third, A's now up 3-2, bases loaded. Dan Johnson grounder to Carlos Guillen. He can't handle it, but Placido Polanco, one-handed snag, gets the man at third. Shannon Stewart scored, by the way. Polanco set a Major League Baseball record, 144 consecutive airless games at second base. A's up 4-2. Top 5, Jason Greeley pitching. 2 men on, Marco Scutaro up, and he finds space, and that scores Jack Cust. And hey, there's a Mike Piazza sighting. He scores. A's lead 6-2. Bottom 6, it's Godin, who had a career-high 9 strikeouts. The hot bat, Ordonez, simmer down. 6 2/3, 2 earned for Godin, and the A's go on and win 7-2. Baseball, the Dodgers picked a bad time to stop sniffing wins. Now 6 back. Hosting Houston, Roy Oswalt, 0.72 ERA in his last 4 starts on the hill. Bottom 1, James Loney, Lance Berkman, stop, step, throw to second. But why are both runners called safe? Well, Jerry Crawford apparently not impressed with Berkman's footwork. Call stands. Next batter's Jeff Kent. It's not a fair fight because
he's got a mustache.
Well, he gets into the double play here, though. Berkman gets out of the jam. It's 0-0. Dodgers can't score runs. Bottom 4, 1-0 Astros, 2 out. Oswalt gets Nomar Garciaparra, who's coming off a 4 for 15 road trip. And Garciaparra didn't like the call, and Tom Halley didn't like something Nomar must have said. Well, you need earmuffs, and then your first base coach, Mariano Duncan, to hold you back. Nomar, he gets the boot. Top 5, Jason Lane boots it off Chad Billingsley, his 8th, and it's 4-0. And then Oswalt, he gets some help behind him right here. Mike Lamb. Oswalt, 8 innings, 6 hits, an earned run, 3 Ks. The Astros win 4-1. The Dodgers' 9th loss.
Giants and Pirates, a day-night double dip. Could be Barry Bonds' last series in Pittsburgh against his former team? No, maybe not. Barry said, looks like he'll play in 08, said he didn't think he could go to 09. Thought that might be a little too much. Tip of the cap. Still some milestones out there that Barry wants to reach, notably the 2,000 RBIs and the 3,000 hits. And here we've got home run 759. Whoa! Let's let premature animation. That is not 759. No, nice catch out there. Well done. Still at 758. Paul Maholm saying that bat, strike 3. Maholm said, my stuff was probably as good as it has ever been in the big leagues. Bond said it was a glare. I couldn't see it. Well, whatever. Maholm, 3-hitter, goes the route, 4 Ks. Giants head into the second game with the worst record in the National League. Bonds honored between games 1 and 2. Didn't play in the second game. Bottom 5 were tied at 1s. Noah Lowry to Freddie Sanchez, high and deep. That's out there in left center, kind of a quirky little angle out there. It could have been bouncing around forever, but Rajay Davis, what a grab there on the warning track. Beautifully done. Then top 6, same score, 2 outs. Ryan Klesko against Shane Uman, and it's business time. Business time, baby! Grand slam for Klesko, 6th home run of the season, 10th career grand slam. Los Gigantes get the split.
The Indians are the Tigers in the AL wildcard. Hey, Toronto, hey, we're just 6.5 out in Kansas City. Old John McDonald hit a looper, and Mark Teahan celebrating that homer he hit in the first inning, first in 62 games. He gets the top play nominee catch. Top 7, 4-2 Royals, Lyle Overbay. Foul ground, Alex Gordon, say, hey, great play. Back-to-back top play nominees. Later in the 7th, Alex Rios. He goes into foul ground, and Ross Glow could be Ross Glow after making this catch. Hey, Dallas Perez gets a win, and the Royals beat the Blue Jays 6-2.
We've seen 2 of them in this inning.
Giants, Pirates played a couple of games and a couple of plays that made top 10. How about Freddie Sanchez bid for a base hit, no. Kevin Franson dive and catch, but the Giants got beat in the first one by a score of 3-1.
Number 9, it's cheese, not butter.
Even better.
It's sculpted by Sarah Kaufman, 1,360 pounds in honor of the Indy 500. It's at the Indiana State Fair, where Tuesday, Kenny Rogers and the Oak Ridge.
While I was losing my mind.
Number 7, Orioles, Yankees, Tyke Redmond liner to center. Melky Cabrera, you got to know when to hold him, and he grabs it. And the Yankees grab a 7-6.
I'm really not all that drunk. Little League World Series. Who wants to go to Williamsport? Look at my boys from Maryland. Seth Windmuller, a little backhand play there. 4-0. The kids from the eastern shore of Salisbury, Maryland are heading to Williamsport. Go ahead. The college game guy, but the people love the Madden, and it's out, and this is what it looks like. Do you remember the Atari where there was 3 guys lined up and it looked like aliens from outer space? This is what the kids play now. Madden's 08 in stores.
At number 3, back to Kansas City, home of Arthur Bryant's and home of John McDonald. It's short, visiting, robs Emil Brown right there from his knees. He gets the highlight. The Royals, though, they get the win.